Hi, I'm Scott, Machine Gun Dad. Just to show you how things either go good or go bad in the buying and collecting and sometimes reselling market. I did a video on the Stoeger Cougar that was in 40 Smith & Wesson that was sent to me, and a Stoeger Cougar in 9mm came up in an auction site, so I got it for a pretty decent price. So what this video is going to be is, I haven't touched this gun. We're going to take it apart on video and see how worn out on the inside it is. It's super, super dry. Then I'm going to clean it and oil it, shoot it, and then we're going to take another close-up look of it when it's been properly cleaned and oiled and see if it was worth what I paid for it. First of all, I got a Stoeger, and I got two 15-round magazines. And we'll pause for a second, we'll move up, and we'll show us taking it apart. All right, we're up close on the Stoeger. This was listed as having holster wear. I'm assuming they're talking about these scratches. Those don't look like holster wear. That looks like it skidded across the concrete somewhere, you know. Maybe after the police recovered it, because I get a feeling that this might be a evidence type pistol. All right, because it's been sitting somewhere for a really long time. I'm going to zoom in here. If you can see with my fingers, there's all kinds of dust around the takedown lever. All right, I'm going to spin the back so you can see in here. Does that show up, David? How dirty it is?
Oh yeah. Wow, that's dirty.
And here's the other thing. And my son says, "Let me do this. Let me do this." And I'm like, "No, we'll damage the gun because it's so dry." I don't know if you can hear this. I'm going to put it up to my microphone.
There you go.
It actually sounds like gravel is in this gun. All right, so we're going to zoom in close. And by the way, YouTube, I am not modifying, manufacturing any of your other garbage thing. I'm simply taking it apart to see how damaged it is and then possibly clean it. On a Stoeger, you push in here, and this goes down. That's your disassembly lever. This comes off. Oh my goodness.
Holy God.
Can you see that? Is that showing up on film, David?
Unfortunately.
Now, here's the amazing thing. See how dirty this is here, people? Look at the rails. They have almost no wear on them at all. The aluminum rails against the steel slide. So this gun, even though it's scratched and filthy, hasn't been shot a lot. Let's take a look up in here. Well, there's a little bit of dirt, just a little bit, on the recoil spring. Up in here. Take the cam out. If you can see, the cam has almost no wear on it. However, the barrel has a fair amount of wear, if you can see the shiny spots. That's usually from somebody running their gun with no oil in it, which that will never happen to this again. And then, I don't know if you can you catch this up in here, David?
Wow, yeah.
And then one final thing, I'm going to show you the end of the barrel, and hopefully I'll be able to tilt that up. It's actually discolored with mold and metal. Can you see that? The silver color inside the rifling?
Yeah.
So basically, ladies and gentlemen, I got one neglected, maybe not abused, but neglected Cougar that is going to be my project. And I'm going to bet you, seeing the type of wear on this, that this gun's going to go together pretty nice. All right, we'll be back in a second out on the range. We're outside. We're going to try out the 9mm Stoeger Cougar with a hodgepodge of submachine gun ammo, Tula, reloads, Fiocchi, whatever was in the bottom of the box. It's in April. It's 34 degrees and snowing, and we're standing in mud. Gotta love Pennsylvania. gun shoots friggin' nice. All right, we'll let Dave take it for a whirl here. All right.
You got rounds?
Hey, we're just out on the range. We shot the Stoeger 9mm, Stan, Dave, and I, and then we brought it in and cleaned it. We had a couple failures with it because it had Winchester garbage ammo. I'm going to bring this in and show you after it's been cleaned and most of the grit has eaten itself up with the oil. I'm going to run the slide right up next to the boom mic. That's 3 times. So we'll get behind the table with Dave and we'll figure it out. Talk to you about it. See you soon. Hi, we were just outside, Stan, Dave, and I. I'm only putting Dave in the review because he shot the Beretta 40, the Stoeger 40 Cougar. So what you think, David?
I think they're great. I'm actually very impressed with them. I've shot the Beretta PX4 before, Storm before. I actually think they shoot a little nicer. Maybe that's because it's an all metal frame, or not quite sure why, but I'm very impressed with them. I would own one myself.
I don't, for some reason, I don't know if it's this little scalp thing here in the design, but this fits my hand better. It gives me right on the, puts me right on the trigger than the Storm does, and I like metal frames. I'm extremely impressed with these guns. I shoot them phenomenally well. They're not that expensive if you can find them. It seems like now that most people who have them don't want to part with them. The other thing is, since this was an auction gun and you already saw how bad it is, and I did the part where I went up and played it, this gun cleaned up really nice for what it was. It was definitely a good investment. Would I buy one, or would I recommend you guys buy one? Yeah, absolutely. But there is a couple of things compared to the 40.
Very comparable, a little bit less of a jump, but I prefer 9mm.
Yeah.
Overall, more rounds in the magazine.
Less ammunition cost.
Absolutely. I would go with a 9, but really it wasn't a huge difference. They both shot.
Yeah, actually, I was surprised. The 40 over the 9, 4 more bullets, really, and the cost of ammunition. However, if you've already invested in 40 for the other pistols, then the 40 Stoeger is a good choice. Also, trying to find one of these, I found that the 9mm seem to bring more money when they come up for sale. The 40's $100 to $125 cheaper. I guess that's because 40 isn't as popular. The other thing is, we did a video where I took the 40 Smith & Wesson rounds and stuck them in this magazine, and they worked. So I figured, like my 92, we could do it the same way. No, when you put 9mm rounds in a 40 Stoeger mag, they pop right out the top. They do not work. So I was wrong on that, and I wanted to let everybody know. If you get a 9mm, you have to have the 9mm magazines. But if you get one and you really enjoy just shooting a nice shooting pistol, this is a pretty decent investment. Really didn't show you anything new. I just wanted to let you know about, this is my auction find, and this is what I ended up with, and it turned out pretty damn good. Thanks again.